Hey everyone, Keir here, and welcome back to 0 to 10 Bagger. If you're new, this isn't your average investing podcast. We're not just here to pump stocks or sugarcoat the risks. This is about real talk, real lessons, and hopefully real wins. I'm a former insider in the Canadian microcap world, and after a lot of success as well as a few hard knocks, I'm on a mission to help retail investors cut through the noise. Quick disclaimer before we get rolling. This is not financial advice. I'm a shareholder in Sranan Gold and I'm actively buying more. This is not paid content and I reserve the right to buy or sell shares at any time. So yeah, I'm biased, but I'm also putting my money where my mouth is. Today, we're diving into a stock that's just been added to the core TokStocks portfolio. Sranan Gold, ticker SRAN, on the CSE. Why are we interested? Well, for starters, it's got the financial muscle of John Williamson's Metals Group behind it. If you followed Founders Metals, you know that team can deliver. Sranan is fully funded for a big exploration push. They've got high-grade targets, and drills are turning. This is the kind of setup that can move a stock price fast, up or down, depending on what comes out of the ground. So let's get into why this story has our attention. So let's talk about Surinam's big bet in Suriname. The company just closed an oversubscribed financing, targeted $3 million, ended up raising over $8 million. That's not just a fluke. It's a real signal that investors believe in the Tapanahoni project. And it's not just retail piling in. There are institutions from Canada, Switzerland, Hong Kong, even Germany on the register. That kind of demand doesn't happen unless people see something special. Now, a lot of that confidence comes from the team's track record. Sranan is basically riding the coattails of Founders Metals, which, if you remember, went from total obscurity to a market darling in 18 months that saw it rise to more than $600 million in market cap earlier this year. Oscar Louzada, Surinam's CEO, has been in Suriname for over a decade and knows the ground and how to operate in country better than just about anyone. He's got the local connections and some key people on the technical team that have had success in country. So, looks like we have an exciting stock setup. I've seen a few early stage gold deals in my time that started out as total long shots, barely a blip on anyone's radar. And then boom, one drill hole changes everything. The discovery phase is where the risk is highest, but it's also where you can see those explosive moves. Of course, it cuts both ways. If the results disappoint, you can lose half or more of your money before you even finish your coffee. But if they hit, well, that's how you get those 10 baggers we're all chasing. Let's break down what Surinam's actually working with. The Tapanahoni project is a massive 29,000 hectare land package, one of the oldest and most active small-scale mining areas in Suriname. The main focus right now is the Poaketi Randy Pit trend. There's a history of artisanal mining, and IM Gold drilled about 4,000 meters here back in 2011-2012, hitting some pretty solid grades over a 600-meter strike length. What's cool is how Sranan is blending old school boots on the ground knowledge with new tech. They're using LiDAR and geophysics to map out the terrain, and they're learning from where the local miners are already pulling gold out of the saprolite. That's a big edge. Artisanal miners don't waste time on dead ground. If they're working it, there's usually a reason. Now, why Suriname? Why the Guiana Shield? This region is a world-class gold belt. Think Marion, Rosebel, Omai, all multi-million ounce deposits. The geology is textbook for big gold systems. You've got these major structural trends, contact zones between granite and volcanics, and a ton of ground that's barely been scratched by modern exploration. Surinam's approach is to focus on these proven trends, but use better data and a more nimble team than the majors ever could. It's a bit like what Founders did, but with the benefit of hindsight and a few more tools in the kit. So, What's at stake right now? Sranan is fully funded for a 10,000-meter drill campaign. That's a serious commitment for a junior. They're starting with the Randy Pit, where there's already been some high-grade hits, and then moving to new targets like Paketi and the so-called New Pit. The idea is to tighten up the drill spacing, follow up on those parallel zones the LiDAR picked up, and see if they can string together something that looks like a real deposit. The technical team is a big part of why I'm watching this. Dr. Dennis Lapointe was a member of the team that discovered Marion for Newmont. Reyes Puilan, another key player, has a decade plus in Suriname, including time at IAM Gold and Founders. These aren't just paper geologists. They know the rocks, the weathering, the local politics, all of it. And they're running a rapid turnaround model for drill data, which is huge. In this game, speed matters. If you can get assays back in a week or two, you can keep the market engaged and make smarter decisions on the fly. Look, there's a lot that can go right and a lot that can go wrong, but Sranan has the money, the team, and the targets. If they hit, this could be the next big gold story out of Suriname. If not, well, that's the risk we sign up for in this business. Either way, we'll be following it closely, and I'll keep you posted as the results start to roll in. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more raw, unfiltered takes on the next episode of 0 to 10 Bagger. Talk soon.